So with this, let's proceed this day with the next panel discussion. Our next panel discussion is on remote working model turning mainstream. Can we please have from Crestron Mr. Jay Prakash Chinamuthu, Director Customer Experience Crestron India, Mr. Krishna Shivaji Garkhede, Head of Marketing Digisol Systems, Mr. Vijay Mishra, Director and IT Business Partner, Capgemini, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, Director CIS JNU, Mr. Saurabh Gugnani, Head IT, People Strong Technologies Private Limited, Mr. Manish Gaur, Patanjali IT Head, Dr. Sushil Kumar Meher, Head Health IT, AIMS New Delhi, and the session is moderated by Mr. Kaisar Alam, Digital Edge Editor. Can we please have the panelists join us on stage, and can we please have our moderator, Mr. Kaisar, on stage with us. A very warm welcome to you, everyone. Let's start the session.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, the esteemed audience watching live and those connecting us from remote locations. First of all, I would just ask you to introduce yourself briefly first from our far off locations, those who are connected virtually. One by one, sir, could you please? Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
So I am unmuted.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, hi, good morning. If somebody joined from outside India, and good afternoon to the panel members and my friends from industry. This is Vijay Mishra with Capgemini. I am Director and IT Business Partner.
Yeah, I think Sanjeev from JNU.
Yeah, good afternoon to all. Myself, Sanjeev Kumar. I am Director Communication and Information Services. I handle ICT governance and teaching learning processes of the university.
Next, sir. Next, sir, please. There are two gentlemen.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. This is Manish, and I at IT for Patanjali.
Next, sir.
Shall I go ahead? Yeah, very good afternoon, everyone. This is Saurav Das. I head the IT and digital function at the Aditya Birla Group mining business. Apart from that, I also am part of the CIO Association as well as the Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industries.
Wonderful. So, with us, yeah.
Yeah, I am Dr. Sushil Meher. I am heading the Health IT group in AIMS, New Delhi. And last 30 years, I am this institute as a health IT specialist.
Good afternoon. I'm Jay Prakash. I'm Director Customer Experience at Crestron. We have been enabling customers with the latest collaboration technologies for the past 5 decades from our organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think Mr. Krishna Shivaji Gadke, Head of Marketing Digisol. I think he will join shortly. The very topic of this panel discussion is remote working model turning mainstream. In the last 2 years, remote working model in its manifestations of work from home and work and learn from home took the center stage. It very much gripped the psyches of the people across the world, India not being an exception. Certain verticals quickly adapted to the changing situation. Education was one of them. Healthcare was very much there, and couple of and of course IT and ITS services. They swiftly adopted the very mantra of a remote working model. Now, going from the abecedarian or incipient format of work from home, many technology players came into this arena, and they brought in wonderful products, systems and solutions. And there have been quite faster adoption by CIOs and CTOs of enterprises and organizations. They found the utilitarian value of these kind of solutions. So I will start first with our remote friends, starting with Mr. Sanjeev, the head of CIS, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Mr. Sanjeev, your university, such a big one, large number of students and faculty members. How did you manage so smartly this remote work model and remote learning model as well?
Thanks for giving me the opportunity. As we all know, JNU is strong in academics and research. So, it's a large campus, 1100 acre area, which is running in a scattered location, then residential complex. So we had a challenge because many of application, if you see from traditional side, government and many of the companies, the campus applications which we were running on the intranet, and then we moved on these intranet applications, especially our admission, evaluation, assessment related applications, or many interfaces of the student, faculty and the staff on these applications, arranging the meeting, and that was itself a challenge. And we made it, some application which you are running in the intranet, and suddenly you are making in a public domain over the internet, and in terms of functionality, in terms of upgradation of that hardware, software, then in terms of security, those were the challenges, but we try to manage. One of the good things which we had implemented in e-governance, that NICE office, so it has 4 components, entire government e-filing system, including e-signs, DSC, so digital signing of the document, then e-leave system which we had, the e-service book system, then e-notification, the knowledge management system, where all circular notifications we routed through, and we are using this tool for the last 11 years. Then other student cycle, the system which starting from registration to till degree and mark sheet generation, that system also worked very well. Online recruitment, which we had achieved around 97% recruitment of the faculty members. During this period, a stringent process was established, and using these collaborative tools, the teaching learning, as I said there, especially assessment and evaluation, though it was the challenge for the science streams, especially the science team, engineering stream, we had the challenge, but we tried to manage. Many of our faculty members, they, in the lab, they simulated in such a way that they were able to achieve it. Still, I feel that, work from home and then the remote working, because itself a terminology differences are there. We were using telework earlier, more in terms of complexity. We have the challenge because many hardware, software and legacy is also there. Then policy, then data categorizations, which will go in public domain, which will go in private. And then cloud computing helped us a lot. We had already a public cloud, plus we had the private cloud also, which through that we manage it. And The last part which I see from the stakeholder perspective, student, that communication and the connectivity was the challenge. So little bit flexibility approach was adopted here. Someone is able to join through mobile or through some other. So all the channels, communication channels which we activated, we try to help to the students. We set up a help center or knowledge center kind of things, and through email or whatever channel we were getting the request, we try to help our faculty member and students also wherever it was possible.
Wonderful.
The helping hands were also
Yes. So,
because
yes.
some of the people, because of the digital divide and all.
Yes, wonderful.
We
So-
managed it, but still it's a long way to go. Yeah.
So we'll just take first round of questions with the remote friends there. Could I just ask Mr. Manish Kaur, IT head of Patanjali, Patanjali being an ubiquitous brand in the country, you have your own R&D center, your manufacturing facilities as well, and a huge network of your channel partners, retailers. So obvious, there have been restrictions on the movement as well, and that must have prompted you to go for a remote working model, and maybe the enterprise mobility kind of thing you might have adopted. So after the initial adoption, what evolution do you find your company or your organization is experiencing in terms of its further refinement and adoption of newer elements within this remote working model?
Yeah. So Patanjali, we are into the diversified domain, and you mean to say that like we are into the manufacturing.
Please speak a little bit loudly.
Okay. So
Yeah.
am I audible now?
Yeah, better. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
So Patanjali is into the diversified domain. Okay, we are into the manufacturing of food, non-food, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and then we are into the educations also. Like Mr. SK said, we have the universities, we have the schools, then we are into the broadcasting also. So definitely during the COVID, I think that every organization had to make some changes in the working, the way they used to work and the way they have to work. So like people started working from home, but like if you are talking about the manufacturing industry, definitely we cannot make that everybody can work from home. The people who are operating the machines, definitely they cannot work from home. They have to come to the plants, and then they have to do the processing. So I can see like we have the two perspective here. If you are talking about the manufacturing, the people who are working on the machines and the people who are working on the laptop and desktops. So the perspective from here. So definitely the people who was working from office and who was doing their task using the laptop and desktop. So we made the provision so that they can work from home using the different type of technologies with the collaboration tools like using the Google Workspace, and then definitely Cisco WebEx kind of that, providing the remote access VPN with the security, and definitely different type of other authentication mechanism also we have used, and restrictions also that was required. Like we have started the BYOD also, because everybody knows that like there was a currency in the market for the laptops. So like everything, like there was a big crunch in the market, big crunch, right?
So we'll come back. I will come back to the second round of queries. Mr. Manish, I will come back to you on that. Let's have first round of opening remarks. Coming to Mr. Vijay Mishra, Director IT Business Partner, Capgemini. Your organization, such a big and wide, spread out, and of course you have software engineers working with you. What challenges you faced, and how matured is this working model that you have adopted? Because those time of crisis also created miracles, especially for software services companies. Their revenues grew up drastically, and work from home has such a big success that it appears that it will never go into oblivion for years to come. So this is something that will continue to stay. How matured this whole idea and the technology behind it has become?
So I would like to start with acknowledging what my friend Sanjeev and Manisha said. So we are a techno consulting company, more than 300K people across the globe. So so we are the early adopters because whatever we do proactively. And since we know technology in and out, so we used a three-way mechanism. One was the technology. So if I divide into technology into three pieces, one was the core infrastructure. We upgraded our core infrastructure, bandwidths, internets, MPLS, etc. We upgraded the infrastructure on the user end, because if you see, the entire business model and the way of working is changed. Earlier, 95% of the population used to come to office and work from there. Now it's other way around. It's 95% working from home. They're working from tier 1 to tier 4 cities. Like person working from say Bangalore, and the other person will be working from some remote location in Lucknow, nearby Lucknow. So we tied up with various service providers and enabled the last mile connectivities, the bandwidth requirements, etc. And third piece was related to the security piece of it. So we ensure our perimeter is secure, as well as the endpoints are secured by using CrowdStrikes or Avectos and other third-party suppliers and enablers. Second piece to it was the people perspective, wherein we work on the education enablement of the people. People here is the software developers, the architects, the cloud architects who are working on the various technologies for our people across the globe. So we educated, enabled them. We also have a tie-up with few of the doctors outside, so that their mental health, they can be given sessions on the mental health, because throughout their career they have been coming to office and working from there. So it was a big cultural change, business model change for we as industry, as well as I'm sure with all the people on the panel and who are listening to this. So that was also that is how we addressed it via proper town halls, proper sessions, right? Third piece was proper communication with the stakeholders, because these are all stakeholders, our customers, our people, and our management. So the way we communicated was, we understood so since this was a global pandemic, so customers were also, very helpful in understanding and, collaborating and, working in unidirection, so that we are able to achieve whatever is the target numbers that we have. And, there are no challenges from a people perspective. So we try to address it at three areas. Apart from that, since we are a technical company, so collaboration is again one of the key areas. We use various tools and technologies, Microsoft Teams, Murals, etc., so that we are in touch with the
Wonderful.
With our population.
I would just, thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate. Very, very fine points you have come out with. Could I just come to Mr. Saurabh Das? Your experience with remote working models and the kind of evolutionary trajectory it has been traversing, where do you find this remote working model going, and do you think that it will stay for times to come, even though normality comes back, pandemic goes down and the world becomes much more safer, but this model would continue to stick like any organism?
Right, so let me first start by saying you have heard from someone of the education sector, followed by FMCG, followed by tech, and I come from the mining sector. So obviously here the challenge more than technology is on the mindset. I mean when we had to move to the remote working model, people were very skeptical about the productivity part of it. Anyways, the good side of the pandemic may be that somewhere it acted as a catalyst, and now that it has done so, now people realize the benefit of it. And I think the concept that is coming out is the anything, anytime, anywhere. Now the requirement, now people have got used to it, that okay, I need this file or I need this discussion to happen. It can happen anytime, anywhere, and even if I'm traveling, even if I'm on vacation, but I know that at 3 o'clock this meeting is there, I should be able to join. So that's the paradigm change. We come from the the essential services sector, and we have distributed locations. Some of our locations are quite remote, where infrastructure is really a challenge, and some of the locations are the city-based. So we quickly divided, and we had a differential approach towards the city-based, the corporate functions vis-a-vis the the mine area or the plant area.
Wonderful.
Right? One thing we have noticed is that in terms of technology adoption, I will just give you one parameter, that in terms of networking, the overall bandwidth has grown 432% in 2 years. So that's kind of a parameter to give, like for a sector of ours, how the pandemic has impacted and the remote work.
Mr. Das, I would come back to you. Let me have quick, round of our esteemed panelists. Coming to Mr. Sushil Kumar Meher, Head IT, AIMS. AIMS saw the complete transformation of the hospital during the COVID phase, and very much relied on a remote working model. What is the defined format of remote working model in terms of patient care, in terms of doctors connecting to the patients, and overall your working conditions?
Yeah. First of all, you must understand AIMS is not a hospital. It is a research institute and promote education to the other medical institutions. So we have the responsibility, first responsibility is the education, then research, then patient care, then we have to promote the healthcare services to others. These 4 points is most essential for us. All of a sudden, within 24 hours, not less than 24 hours, everything's closed and we have to continue the same service within an hour. You see what is the condition of the IT services people. Anyway, the last 2 years, we never left any dates. Our session has gone, education session has gone on time. Exam was on time, teaching was on time, admission was on time. Nothing we have deferred a single week of time. Everything is on time. We do the entrance exam also, where in one entrance exams, we take around 6 lakhs people's online test, and that is also done on time in this pandemic time. So you see what kind of teams we have. We have a very large infrastructure with 120 people there working in this department. First you come to the educations. We have developed one open source application, it is called GIST. From GIST, we have started online teaching programs, and that has been established in-house customization, and it has been started within a week of time from AIMS in-house applications. The challenges it was there, many students, they are from remote area, they have their bandwidth, but still we have made in such a way that only the voice has to move, not if the bandwidth is less, the image, video has to be stopped. In that manner, we have succeeded and we have taught the people. Second one, the research. We have the research projects, national, international, and multinational collaborations are there. And all should go on time, because research project has, the fund has given of a particular of duration. So these people, they have worked remotely, and in phase manner, they are coming for the labs to do the lab test. But we have again same GIST applications, which has been used in our AIMS servers, and it has been provided to all the people to use it, and we have succeeded it. Next one is the most challenging one, the patient care. The patients are from northeast, from eastern parts, North India and the south. And the continuity of the treatment should go on. And let somebody has a cancer and he's in a chemo cycle, it should not be stopped. If it is stopped, then he'll not alive within a month he may die. But that is also we have done remotely to give the consultation to the patient, go to the local healthcare providers take your chemo cycles, giving the remote consultation to them, what kind of medicine has to be taken.
Dr. Shushila, just I will.
Yeah.
Because we have to take just one round.
No issue, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Limited time, sir. Thank you very much for enlightening
Yeah.
with your views and ideas, sir.
Yeah, thank
coming
you.
to Mr. Saurav Gugnani, Head IT, People Strong Technologies Private Limited. Again, your company depending on technology. How best you find this remote working model doing for you?
Sure.
Quick,
Sure.
responses.
I understand that.
We're running out of time.
So I have been in industries, across MNCs where I was adapted to this, and coming to People Strong, and this pandemic struck, it was an opportunity for me to replicate the same, because I had that mindset. Because I don't feel that having an approach of doing a micromanagement can give you productivity. We are techies, so we understand how can you enable people on the ground. And being from a platform-based industry, we are building HR tech products. We have our own products from where you can map the productivity, assign the tasks, and let people work at their own disposal. And that is the kind of a transformation which we built over the time. And the scale which we have seen, we have grown 2.5x in last 2 years. In one arm, the other arm is the RPO, where we have grown 3x. Yes. And one arm is called as VBox, which is online assessments, which is helping the universities and the education boards across India. So it was a transformational journey for us, yes, but pandemic can be termed as a catalyst, which really helped us. And I see that this is going to be the new normal. This is going to be the new 95%, as Mr. Vijay mentioned. And that is what was lacking earlier, and now people are adapted to it. We also process salaries in terms of payroll worth 4 billion every month, and no challenges around that.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Now, technology has definitely enabled this whole idea of remote working. Cloud has been there. A number of obvious companies came out and expanded their existing capacity. They have their own story to play. But again, you have much more compact solutions with its hardware and software kind of thing. We have companies like Crestron, a wonderful company. It provides solution for enterprises and organizations. I would like to hear from Mr. Jayaprakash as to how best his company offers solutions, redefining the whole story around the remote working model.
Yeah, actually the more than remote working, I can say now it is hybrid, because it's not everyone is remote. So in this hybrid world where people are both physically in office and remote, like this event, the challenge was collaboration. So how effectively you collaborate with people. So we really enable a lot of enterprises in seamless collaboration from their office to remotely connected their team members who are there. And of course, I can say this really accelerated, because the changeover from video conferencing to unified collaboration was very slow. And the pandemic really accelerated that, and now almost the concept of video conferencing is dead, and the unified collaboration is now picked up in a very big way. And this was a major change that was there. And I can say that is something which is really positive, because it was a catalyst in changing a lot of things, the way your office is built and things like that.
Wonderful, really appreciate. Thank you very much. Coming back to Mr. Krishna, joining from Mumbai. Digisol being a Indian brand, quite competent and quite capable, and wonderful products you come out with. How do you look at network enabling this whole idea of hybrid working model, remote working model? Your take on this, Krishna?
Yeah, I'm audible?
Yes, right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Actually, in COVID time, we saw the pace of the connectivity, networking connectivity going very rapidly, because by 2019, the fiber was laid down to the most of the residential places, and compared to the commercial or corporate places. So, ideally it would have took us 3 to 4 years to connect to the end consumer through a B2B and B2C segment. But because of COVID, most of the people shifted to the work from home. The product categories we were degrowing, like GPON, ONU, or which had a stable growth, those product segment has grown, 200%, 300%. That is the growth we have seen in the category. And the government of India also has supported to the IT category the way they supported with product link incentive. I think that gives good backup for becoming the the Atmanirbhar in terms of production and providing the solution. So I'm happy to tell you that because of this growth, we able to convert, which was an imported category, ONE and Japan was completely Taiwan and China imported segment. We now making those product from last 2 years in house, and we can see the good growth in the ONU segment, GPON segment, which is very connected to the hybrid working. When we say hybrid working, you need comfortable connectivity at home also and at your office also. So this is how we are very well connected. And I see that this will go. We will have very balanced working environment at office or maybe on the move or at at your home. So this is very comfortable situation, which the growth we expected that we achieved before the time.
Thank you very much, really. Never, I mean, seldom could we come across such a wonderful panel. We have barely scratched the surface of this entire discourse, but given the time of limitation, I wish I could have 2 hours to really interact with you and discuss on different aspects. But yes, this is a meeting, and I hope we'll continue to interact, and different forum will meet and share our thoughts and views. I say thank you very much, all of you, wonderful panels. I ask the audience to give a good round of applause to this esteemed and august panel. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye. Sir, pleasure. Sir. Nice.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for this wonderful session. Now we have corporate presentation by Shivami Cloud Services Private Limited. Can we please have Mr. Junaid Karmani, Associate Director, Shivami Cloud Services, on stage, please. Let's welcome him on stage.
Hello everyone. Oh. Shivami is one of the largest partner in India for cloud. We are associated with Google for more than 12 years now. So we started our organization with the purpose, like the purpose of the Shivami is to bring positive change in the life of the people we connect by offering solution services which bring profit and happiness. So I've been associated with Shivami for more than 10 years now. So I've seen, organization adopting this cultural change. So basically Google has been focusing on the cultural change where organizations has been using on-premises setup and how this cloud adoption has happened. Yeah. So we being associated with Google, like in last 2 years, we have been awarded as a Partner of the Year, Asia Pacific. So we have a pan-India presence and we have an expertise of like total strength of 250 employees. And how this cloud adoption. So this is like everyone is familiar with these names. Like Google has the track record of innovations where initially this product was known as Google Apps. Then it got rebranded as Google for Work, then G Suite. Now it is called as Google Workspace. Okay, so there is a lot of innovation has happened, and now Google product has reached to that maturity level of that it can be compared with any enterprise solutions or any enterprise organizations looking for a secured solutions. Now you can consider Google as a primary solution, and that will help you to address all your big challenges what we have been facing it. So basically, these are the applications which are coming under your Google Workspace. So the way people have adopted the cultural change of using an Android phone for a Nokia phone. So the adoption of Android phone was the only reason because the applications in that phone made our life much more easier. Okay. So similarly for business organizations, adoption of these applications would streamline their processes. So it's like for now, email is the backbone for every organization. So we have Gmail, calendar. For internal communications, we need a tool. So people started using Zoom, WebEx, GoToMeeting. We have Google Chat and Google Meet. Then to store data on cloud, now people keep on traveling. In last 2 years, there was an hybrid work model where 50 to 70% employees are working from different locations. So how do I access my data? So Google Drive adoptions help them to collaborate together where you can store data on cloud. Then collaboration concept. This was Google has introduced 10 years back. They worked with the vision that a time will come where people will start working with the different devices, different location. So Google Docs is like an office where you can create docs online and you can collaborate online. And for compliance point of view, every organ has the security compliances. So those things are also be taken care. So this is like we are talking about, and today also looking at the current situations, like people are working with a hybrid mode only, where 50% staff working from home, 50% staff working from office. So I was talking about the collaborations. So Google Docs, it's like you create a file online, you share it with your team members, and all 100 people at a time can work together on that same document. So this will help you to save your time also while connecting your employees, and everyone can collaborate on the go. So whatever data you create, you can keep it on your online drive. And if you want to have everything to be centrally controlled, so we have shared drive so that we can have a centralized document management system. Now, since organizations have started using video applications, so we have Google Meet. Now Google Meet have all those core controls like recording, host controls, breakouts, room controls, all those things are there. For security, Google is known for their security, like we have all the certificates which your security team would ask various questions. So things are we can address all those questions. Vault, again, this is one of the compliance requirement where your data need to be backed up somewhere for X number of years. So Google Vault is there where all the application data gets backed up on a real-time basis on cloud, and you can set the retention policies for how many years you want to keep that data. So you can set the policies as per your company policy. DLP, this is again, a need of all IT organizations, like IT people first will have a concern. Basic DLP is available in your on-prem setup. Google has came up with an advanced DLP where these DLP policies are applicable on the content. So any content which is very sensitive, if you want to have a control that this content going out by any way, via email, via drive, via chat, there should be a control available. So now Google has that policies available as an administrator. I can keep those controls on that, any data which is going out. Context-aware access, it's like I can define the access level where how my users can access my company data, from which device they can access, from which IP they can access, from which location they can access. So that I can achieve using my context-aware policies. Advanced sandboxing feature is an additional layer of security. By default, Google has their inbuilt SSL enabled antivirus, anti-spam, anti-malware, anti-spoofing. And this is an advanced sandboxing feature where you can quarantine suspicious email, open those emails into a private sandbox environment, check the damage level, and then only it is passed on to the user's account. So you will have a complete view of data which is coming in. So there should not be any kind of ransomware attacks or any kind of malware attacks. Cloud identity. Now again, organizations using an on-prem setup, they do have dependency on Active Directory. Okay, so since we are talking about the transformation or cultural change on cloud, so we can replace Active Directory also with cloud identity. So I can have my single admin console where I'm managing all my users' applications, plus I can create a single dashboard, and I will provision all my third-party applications signing also from a single dashboard only. So my user doesn't need to sign in on other applications separately. So they will sign in only with the one identity, and they will have access to all my applications. It could be a web-based applications or my on-prem applications. For me, as an administrator, I will decide who will have access to which applications. So this kind of dashboard is available. So as an administrator example, I have provisioned Google Workspace licenses for my user. I have provisioned CRM license. I have provisioned some other application license. So for them, it is like they will log in only into one URL. After logging into their account, they will see the applications which are provisioned by the admin. The day user leave the organization, as an administrator, on a single click, I will deprovision the access of that user from all the applications. So it's much more easier and centrally available, so I can manage. Along with these applications, I can manage all my devices also. So now I will decide this is the URL, this is the user, URL, applications, mobile devices, laptops and desktops. And so I'm restricting the access of this data to specific IP, specific devices. So mobile device management. So this was I was talking about, like from my admin console, I can manage all my mobile devices. So any users trying to log in from their mobile devices or trying to sync data from their mobile devices, they need to take an approval from the admin. Only the approved devices will be allowed to access Google Workspace and other application data from their phone. So as an administrator, I will have the complete track, okay, what devices has been synced with my official domains ID. So tomorrow, if the users is leaving the organizations, I can remotely wipe the data from their mobile devices also. Any data belonging to the organizations will be controlled by the super administrator. So now it is like the protection is available for iOS also. Earlier it was available only for Android, but now I can have controls on my iOS devices as well. Windows device management, the way we have mobile device management, Google has also came up with a laptops and desktop management. So it's like I can restrict with the help of the serial number or the MAC addresses that my users can access my workspace data from this specific device. And if there is a company owned inventory and it's a Windows 10 Pro machines, so I can have full end-to-end device control on that Windows 10 Pro machines as of now. So whether it's like I can block the pen drive access, I can block a camera, I can block the screenshot, I can control the Microsoft Store as well. Like on that machine, what application user is allowed to install and run. So no third-party exe file will run, no game application will run. So it is that device is provided to the user only to use Office applications only. And the last part is about the app sheets. So Google has introduced this app sheet as a platform where every organizations have that culture of having small applications for different departments like HR, like say expense approval, leave approval management, document approval management. There are small applications are there. And companies do invest separately on developing this application. So you spend separately by hiring a developer or outsourcing this app development part. So now on that app sheet platform, this platform is ready apps are ready. You don't have to write any codes or scripts. You just bring your idea in what way you want to streamline the approval process, and you can design your own app. So you don't need any development knowledge. It just you define the stages. Okay, expense approval के 3 manager है जिसका approval लगेगा, तो an applications can be created. You define the stages and your app is ready. So this is a small statistics, the adoption of Google across the globe. So how many, like say 170 million plus students and educators are on a Google platform. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, we have a booth just right outside the door. So please do visit our booth. So if you have any questions or anything, we are more happy to answer. Thank you.